Get out my business. Nani? Okay.
All right. I thoroughly enjoy these segments because this is a part where I get to shut up and just like listen to my show and not do much. But I also gain a lot of information about the social world outside that I'm not part of because there's a bunch of bad stuff outside. But when I seek knowledge about the outside world, I have one person in particular I like to come to, and that person is Nafi. And I like it so much that I've let her hijack my show. And for the next 10 to 15 minutes, she'll be telling you a random story about something that happened in my world. But me and Eric will be sitting here. We'll be indulging this conversation. And at the end of it, we'll give you a bunch of stuff to go click in the bios and descriptions so you can fast forward to that point if you want to get to that. But why would you? You have Nafi, and she has her tea. Go forth and serve, Nafi.
Good evening, Identifiers. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Heero. And welcome to another beautiful evening of Tea with Nafi. You see some adjustments. Probably see some good lighting on my skin. That's a ring light. Great investment. Also have a sign now. It's a bit crooked, but it can also be my phone. But we're not going to speculate or anything like that. I also encourage everybody to get their teacups ready at this time. I think I come on at about 8:45-ish, like the identity booth. No shade.
I have the off button to your camera right here.
Go ahead, get your cups out, and let's sip this tea together. So, more so fun tea. Let's wrap up. Let's just do a recap of March Madness. It's finally concluded. Championship game was yesterday, but let's just go back to the final two that made it to the semifinals. Dun, dun, dun. Eric, I'm sorry to say, Houston got dragged by Baylor.
H-Town stayed down.
Houston coming out of the Midwest as the number 2 seed, held it down. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, they trucked it through the Midwest and ended up having a seat in the Final Four. Unfortunately, their tour ended though against Baylor, number 1 seed, coming out of the West. They lost 59-78.
Yeah, that's a beatdown.
But again, shout out to Houston though. That I think hopefully this is a wake up call for people to know that that's a program to be reckoned with. That they are getting better. Stop overlooking these little schools if you think they're little or whatnot. Stop overlooking them because these are the people that are hungry and want to make a statement, and they'll do it to you early, and you'll be able to come back from that.
Yeah,
straight up.
Illinois,
Atlanta, shout out.
Mess around, find out.
Ohio State, Michigan. You need to keep going down the Big Ten list?
No, because every time you say one of these names, I got to add their pictures to the screen.
Sorry. Just put the whole Midwest and cancel it. Other game that took place was another interesting game, which I thought was going to go the other way. I was like, sitting there like, you know how you see the people in the memes like this? At the
Surrender
game,
Cobra. Surrender Cobra.
Trying to see what was about to happen, and that 3-point went in, and it was just like, okay. So, UCLA came.
Boy.
UCLA, the number 11 seed who made it into the Final Four, took on Gonzaga. Heero, where are they located?
Washington.
What
yes.
city?
Spokane.
Yes. Good job. So again, Gonzaga, number 1 seed, undefeated. Right? They're 31-0. Now this was a close game. They literally won based off a buzzer-beating shot. Like I don't want to say half court, but just a little bit after half court.
35 feet.
3-point shot. 93-90. Gonzaga walks away with that. UCLA was on their heels the entire night. They put up a fight. And again, another program that I want y'all to really take a look at. That these are the moments that, whether they lose or not, that can really define the program's future. And again, shout out to UCLA. I literally worked 2 minutes from UCLA. I used to go to their campus all the time to get food when I used to work in LA. So shout out to y'all. So yes, it did end UCLA's journey. So again, the national championship was going to be against number 1 seed Gonzaga taking on Baylor, number 1 seed. Again, Baylor was at the time 28-2. And again, Gonzaga was undefeated, 31-0. Now, last night's game, of course, came on very late. If you're on the East Coast, it was about 9:20 p.m. Very late for us. So I was really struggling watching that game. I know I was talking to my brothers when we were watching it because in the beginning, I think when I turned it on, it was like 1-10, and I was like, "What's going on?" So let me just tell you something right now. Baylor starters, obviously, I don't want to label them as hood, but man, they were hooping. They weren't playing basketball. They were hooping yesterday. Last night they hooped. Like, they let it be known, like, I'm gonna be that team that's gonna stay on the court and y'all playing outside and on like, on the basketball courts. We're gonna be here all night.
We're gonna be here all night.
We're gonna be here all night. So just keep sending me whoever you got. And like, when I tell you they defense, like, I don't know if an NBA team could have got past them. Their defense was so together last night. Like, Gonzaga looked so uncomfortable. Timmy, like, go lift some
Hey,
weights or something.
and the announcer was pissing me off about him. Come on, give it to Big Timmy. Man, Zaquano here taking his lunch money. Stop giving Timmy the goddamn ball. Timmy was scared. I was scared for Timmy.
Timmy, yeah.
That goddamn mustache he got looking like Yosemite Sam. Sit your ass down.
And what really killed Gonzaga is that Baylor did a great job. Every time it was a screen, they knew how to switch, or they fought through the screen. Fighting through the screens just tells you what kind of character you are. I used to do that all the time. Like, you're not going to screen me and let me just get hit. Because you know what happens is that the person that's about to screen me, my player's already telling me, screen, coming to your left so I can get prepared on what I'm going to do.
You know what my secret was? I used to, if I knew a screen was coming, I would knee people in the inner thigh on the screen. You know why? Because they would flinch a little bit and open because they didn't want to take that shot to the thigh. and that's the soft meat on the inside. So you know they didn't want that.
Ain't no getting around my screen.
Move out of my way. Oh, Heero, if I knee you in the thigh right above your knee a couple times, you might get one. You might smack me on the floor, but that knee gonna be bruised the next day. We gonna see how you move.
Eric, the reason why people getting shot at the park. Like,
hey, listen, that wasn't me though. I'm telling you, them stories wasn't me. I got out of Dodge before the pistols came out.
So you know what killed Gonzaga is that, all right, Timmy's guard is going up for a screen. Timmy not switching, so Timmy all the way at the top of the key. So what do? Give his ass a 1-2. Timmy's like trying to keep his balance
on his skates.
And just a 3. Like, it happened like consecutively every time. And I'm just like, it happened so much that they had to stop playing man. Gonzaga stopped playing man and went into zone. Because every time he left the paint, it was like lights out.
Yeah.
Lights out. So, like, again, Baylor came there to give them their first L, and that's exactly what they did. No mercy. There was never a time Gonzaga was even close, trailing by just a couple points. It was never.
They never got to 9 points. Like, they never made it past 9 points.
Halftime they were at 10 points.
Yeah.
You know, they made a run for it at the end. But again, it was just like Suggs, like Gonzaga's best player, like, they made it difficult for him to score. Very difficult. I don't think Gonzaga was expecting that much physicality and the lockup on defense. I mean, in your face. Like,
the rule is the same. Stolen. The rule is the same no matter what sport you're playing. Defense wins championships. And Baylor came into this game and did one thing, and they did it well, which is they didn't care about the next game. You want to know why? Because there is no second game. So get into foul trouble. Their two bigs got into foul trouble in the third quarter. Three of them. And they said, it's okay. We're going to still keep you in there.
The guards was like, it's okay.
It's okay.
City, every 3-pointer.
It just didn't matter. And when they had 4 turnovers consecutively and 6 trips to their side and didn't score, that's not a great game plan. That's not a great coaching segment. That's heart. Baylor succeeded in taking the heart out of Gonzaga. And Gonzaga, to their credit, for them being good, it wasn't enough to be good. You needed to be great.
And shout out to the Lady Bears, because I know that these boys went out and balled for their Lady Bears, because that was a little heartbreaking situation they just suffered. You know,
shout out to Stanford. Shout out to
Stanford for winning.
Shout out to Stanford. My cousin, my old roommate, lived there. Went there. Shout out to her. Shout out to the women as well. And their mascot, a tree. It is. It's a tree. When you
That's
pull up
funny.
to the Stanford campus, You're gonna see that same tree for miles. That's how you enter the campus. I'll never forget it.
I'm good.
But as far as the score though, so the ending score, I mean, that game was on till, I mean, I fell asleep. It was like 10:30. I'm just like, yeah, you know me. I already go to sleep early, and that was a lot for me. But the ending score was Baylor again, mollywopped 86-70. So shout out to Baylor. Baylor took home that
decisive.
Yeah, and that's how Baylor's season's been. All and let's not forget, Gonzaga's a team that averages 90 points. Averages 90 the entire season. How many points did they score yesterday? 70.
That's what it is.
All right.
That's the T.
So basically with this now, so in our family bracket, who give us the placements?
So Luke won first place.
What?
My mother came in second, and I came in last. And again, just a quick fuck you to the Midwest, Big Ten, all you.
Bracket buster.
Killed me, annihilated my bracket because of that. And shout out to, I guess, Ayo Dosumo. He's officially declared that he's entering the 2001 draft.
Who was the MVP for Baylor?
2001 draft?
I'm
sorry, 2021.
Who's the most surprising team for you, Nafi?
I was proud of Houston.
Yeah.
I honestly, I had Houston out the first game. Like, I was like, I'm like,
man, you have little faith.
And I was also confused at how they even had the number 2 seed title. I was like, what did I miss? Like, but I had heard them people talking. Like, I follow a lot of people from Texas, and a lot of them were like just posting like, just one more, just one. I'm like, all right, just calm down. This is regular season. Wait till we start playing big leagues with the bigger people. And Houston. Shout out to UCLA, 11 seed. 11 seed was playing in the Final Four. Shout out to them. Shout out to USC, who even made it as well. They made it far enough, not to the Final Four, but they also made it. Those are just teams that used to have good days in the old back then in the days, right? USC, you were proud to be a Trojan, UCLA back then in the day, but shout out to Houston. But again, Baylor deserved to win, and what they've done from season till now just shows that they deserve that title, and it was well deserved last night. That was probably one of the. It prompted me to stay up because they were just playing so well. So
Eric,
shout out
do
to
you
them.
have your team, the breakout team for you, Eric?
I'm gonna have to agree with Nafi and say it was H-Town. I was not expecting.
You know what?
They were known usually for football, and listen, people are not paying attention to Nafi's point. Houston is creeping in to become a powerhouse in the Big 12. People are sleeping on it. There's a lot of good athletes from Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas that all go there to
yes,
hoop
Oklahoma,
and throw that pig skin around. You know what I mean? So Houston, if you want to go to a Big 12 school, a big name school, go to Houston. Houston's a big city, lots to do, especially anybody. I don't matter what skin color you are. It's something there for everybody in that city. So I would shout out to Houston. I was real shocked, man.
My breakout team, I'll stay in Texas. Shout out to Abilene Christian. Right between Lubbock and Fort Worth, Texas. Right. You goddamn right. Hey, I'm proud of you guys, and I know next year's going to be your year. Woo! Let's go. All right, but for what it's worth, that has been the show. Thank you, Nafi, for bringing this tea for us. I appreciate all this lovely tea. If you want to catch more of this, give a like, give a share, give a subscribe. But more importantly, tell us who you thought should have been the outbreak team of the season, or who should have probably made it, or who got cheated, whatever you feel. Women's, men's, it doesn't matter to me. But you can find us on all these major platforms, especially on YouTube. Hey, listen, every like you give us is going to help Nafi's sign become straighter. So keep liking this until that sign gets straight. But if you don't, the sign will never be straight. But you can also find us Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. We say thank you to people on Friday. Hit the link tree in the description below to get all those links. My name's Heero. That's Eric. We make the amalgamation of the Identity Booth, and from time to time we give our show over.
Include me in that, Heero, please. It's not just you two anymore that make dynamics.
That's kind of true.
No, it's absolutely true. Nafi is the most annoying person on this channel right now, and I'm now going to use my powers to remove her. Goodbye.